All right, let's see if you guys can hear me and see me. Tick tock, tick tock. Oh, it's only 15 seconds. $30. Here we come. Here we go. What do you know? Happy Tuesday. We made it. We're horizontal the first time. Sorry about the other screw up earlier. That was me trying to see if I could figure out how to make sure it was horizontal. And I hit something and it started the live stream, and that wasn't going to happen. So, all right, let's see if we got. Oh, I see 5x5s coming across. There's a whole bunch of them already. Good. We'll kind of move in quickly. So, all right, it is disaster day. We got wildfires out in California. We got a hurricane fixing to hit New Orleans, and we got a monster truck matchup up in Philadelphia tonight. The M1 Abrams up against the short bus. So somewhere tonight or tomorrow, there's going to be a massive disaster in the country. My bet is tonight on the East Coast. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the debate tonight, because latest news is Kamala Harris is going to come out and try to talk about 2020 all the time, about J6 and the election being rigged and everything. She's going to try to goad Trump into that, and I'm hoping Trump's just like, So tell me about inflation. Tell me about the southern border. Tell me about the wars, da, 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 and just completely fluster her. So, it's funny watching everybody on social media, and I don't care where you're looking, even the mainstream media. Trump needs to do this or Trump needs to do that. No. The last thing Trump needs is any advice from any of us. Okay. I think he knows how to do all this. Well, Kamala Harris spent the last four days prepping for the debate. Trump was out playing golf or doing rallies. Why doesn't he need to do anything? Pretty simple. He knows what his policies are because he's the one that wrote them. Okay. She's the one who's got to memorize all of Barack Obama's and Susan Rice's ideas, and so it's just going to be interesting to see how well that Trump can get her tongue-tied tonight. I guess there was a report out a couple hours ago about the Harris campaign still begging the Trump campaign to allow mics to be on all the time. And they're like, no, you made these rules. We're ready for them. You're not going to change them now. So should be interesting. But we're going to do a short live stream tonight. We'll end about 10 minutes to 9 because I want to go sit down, find the debate online, hook it up to the TV so I could watch this thing. I know some people are like, oh my God, how can you do it? I'm just going to deal with it. No, I'm not making a drinking game out of it. So I know a lot of people are. There are going to be a lot of hungover people tomorrow. Every time, I don't know, Kamala Harris cackles, that might be one, so we'll see. But now we're going to start out tonight. If you watched the lunch video today, we have a couple of Idaho water purifiers to give away this evening. So as our continuing saga of Preparedness Month goes on, I told you it was going to be busy. It's 4 generators and 2 water purifiers here in 10 days. It's a good start. So we'll see what else comes up throughout the month. For me to know and you guys to find out. So, okay. So if you guys paid attention, if you're new here, I'll kind of go over this real quick, and I pray to God people pay attention. Okay. We'll draw a name. In order to be a valid entry, it has to have the state in which you live in, lower 48 only, and it has to have the letter J somewhere in the comment. I know I've done J before, but it's not like I'm going to do R. That'd be too easy. So that is what it is. Once I draw that name, the person will have 3 minutes to announce their presence in the chat room here. That way we know you're here. It must be present to win. And it seems like a lot, guys, don't disappear. A lot of times we have people's names I draw, they're not here. I mean, I think pretty much every drawing for probably the last couple of months has had somebody, I've had to draw more than one name. So I'm going to say this again, okay? When I say it, and when all the mods post it, no more comments in the chat. No excuses. No, I didn't know. No, I didn't hear you. Okay, if you didn't hear me, you didn't wait the 15 seconds, you didn't see 6 or 7 mods tell you not to say anything, not my problem, okay? The reason I do that is real simple. There are right now 2,847 of you in here, and there's me to look through the chat. You guys know how fast this thing goes. I don't want to miss somebody saying I'm here, all right? So, that being said, and I'll say this again, if you comment after we lose, you will not be able to. Simply put, it's just the way I got it. And every time people sit there and screw it up, I don't care, all right? So, all right. I see it was buffering a couple of times. It looks like it's come back. So, and let's make sure. Yep, everything's still there. Okay. Just wanted to check because I still see people saying buffering. It looks perfectly clear on my end. All right, guys, I'll give you a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds here. Everybody try to hit refresh on the page, see if that helps. Because I'm showing a clear picture here. Okay, a bunch of you guys are saying 5x5, so. All right, buffering's done, clear now. All right, so let's get over to this. We're gonna flip on over. All right, so there is the link to this afternoon's video. We will go see how many people, as per normal, primary comments only, no replies. We do not allow duplicates. Everybody gets one entry. And let's see how many entries we have. There's 1,000. 15. 2. 25. 2548. Okay. So we got 2,548 and 2,156 people in here. All right. Let's give it a shot. For the first winner, potential is Steph L 189. Hi from California. Donald J. Trump will shine tonight. That is a valid entry. Steph L 189. You have until 8:10 to announce your presence. And of course, I forgot to say no comments again. All right, so no comments at this point. Steph L, looking for you guys. Wait, I'm sorry, you'll have till 8:11 because the clock was at the end. Whoops, I just screwed up. Hang on. Where is it? Steph L is here. All right, congratulations, Steph. You are our first winner tonight. So as always, I will need you to email me your name, your physical mailing address, and a phone number. And try to get that to me tonight, if you will. Okay, let's flip over here again, and we will find our second winner. So let me switch this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to rush it tonight. It's twice in a row. I forgot to say that. Okay, guys. At this point, no comments again. Stop all comments. All right. Let's see, Motimer, Prep Rebel, Robert, Motimer again. Ashley's there. Okay. Bass Eckwards, Cat Lady, good. Okay, by now, Deuce, have a nice day. All right, let's go. Second winner. Jamie, have a nice week. Second winner, Big Tater Ray. That is a valid entry. That's about as easy as you get. Just California. Big Tater Ray. So let me flip this over. You have until 8:12 to announce your presence. Looking for Big Tater Ray. Thomas Rayfield, I'm hoping that's not you because the names don't match, and that's always been a rule. Pink Horse, goodbye. Emma Bryan, goodbye. Donna D, goodbye. You guys, we've said this a million times, no comments. All of you guys that are commenting right now, you're done. Looking for Big Tater Ray. I'm going to check this just to be. You know what? It was close enough. I went and looked. Here, I want to show you this. Hang on. Thomas Rayfield is Big Tater Ray. The Ray in there kind of caught me, so I'm going to look. So Tom Rayfield, you are our second winner. You're lucky I'm feeling generous tonight because fortunately there was the Ray in there that helped, and we'll go with that. Close enough where I could honestly figure it out. All right, so Tom Rayfield, I also need you to email me your name, physical mailing address, and your phone number, and I will get both of those over to Alex in the morning, or if you guys hopefully get me tonight, I'll get it to him tonight, and that way we can go through that. All right. Sorry about that. I'm a little discombobulated here, trying to get that done as fast as we can so we can have something of a live stream, because like I said, we're going to cut it short tonight. All right. But I'm going to say again, and for the deal here, guys, please make sure that your name in the comments under a video is the same or at least close to the name that showed up in the chat. Tom Rayfield and Big, I wouldn't consider it close, but there's the Ray in it. I'll at least go look real quick. What I'm trying to avoid here is, because you know this happens, a whole boatload of people. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And then I wind up checking every name like crazy. All right. Please go into your Google settings and make sure your @ is the same or close to the name that you show up that's on the top. You know, if you look on my homepage, it'll say Pinball Preparedness and @Pinball Preparedness. That way you know they're the same. If it says Joe Smith @Big Bad Wolf, you're never going to win anything because I will just go right past those. All right. Just do yourself a favor. Okay. Let me move this back just a little. Make life easier. There. All right. So trying to make this easy, guys, but frustrating. I mean, there's been many times Mrs. P and I have like, screw it, we're not doing any more giveaways or anything because nobody will follow directions, nobody will do anything. And so we are this close to ending all of that. I'm just letting you know, okay? Too many people can't follow directions, want to keep commenting all the time. I'm on my last nerve, and we'll just end it all together. I mean, it's going to get to the point where the answer is going to be you're blocked from the channel if you make a comment, okay? And if it happens again, I think that's where I'm going to go. I'm just going to start blocking people from the channel, because if you weren't respectable enough or respective enough of everybody else in here, you're a speed bump in SHTF anyway. If you can't follow simple directions, you won't survive a week. Just telling you that. And gee, if I piss somebody off, oh, I'm gonna leave your channel. I don't care. You guys know that by now. So just saying. All right, let's get into Q&A. And as per normal, if you got questions for me, please put it in all caps. Those are the only ones I read. I let you guys chat amongst the lowercase stuff. I don't have time to read every one of them. Okay. We try to move this as quick as we can, answer as many questions as we can. Somebody else may possibly have the answer to a question, especially if I don't get to it. And believe it or not, there are answers I don't have. I don't know everything. So please pay attention to the chat room too. If you ask a question, somebody may have a better answer than me or an answer at all. The only thing I do require, keep it respectable, keep it polite in here. Disagreement is fine. I've got no problem with that. Just don't be rude about it. All right. Dick Fleisner, do I have a preferred brush cutter? I need to buy one. I don't even have a brush cutter. I'm assuming you're talking about like a bush hog or something. I don't have one. I don't need one. So I have my lawnmower. That's it. So yeah, can't help you on that one. Leo Wife, thank you for the super chat. People need to appreciate all you do and respect your rules. We're not 6 years old, for goodness sakes. Thank you. I'm glad somebody understands what it takes to do stuff like this, and hours and conversations and chasing people down. You want a prize, I got to go chase you down to get addresses and stuff like that. This is all time out of my day that I'm taking, guys. Okay. So yes, I appreciate. Thank you for acknowledging that this is not, gee, he sits in front of a camera for 10 minutes and that's all he does all day. No, hardly. All right, let's see, where else were we? There's no context to that one. We skip over it. Gary Michael, if you would move to another country, which one would it be? At this point, there's nowhere I'm going. Okay. I mean, it's funny, before Mrs. P and I moved here, we actually considered, not hard, but we looked at Panama, we looked at Costa Rica, and thought, okay, maybe, because remember, this was 2019 that we moved here. The 2018 elections had just happened. Nevada went completely blue. We were like, okay, we're out of here. Where are we going to go? And we were looking around. So we started looking at, I think the town in Panama was called David. And I forget where we were looking in Costa Rica. We never even got close. At this point, I'm not going anywhere. Okay. Europe's fallen. Okay. If it's not communist, it's Muslim. So there's nowhere to go in Europe. Maybe Poland or Hungary. That's about it. And sorry, the Poles and the Russians don't exactly get along. Neither one of us speak Polish and neither one of us speak Hungarian. So that's not going to work. You start looking at, probably need a English speaking country. And well, Great Britain, no, they're completely going to Sharia law. Australia, they've gone communist. So then you look at Panama. Well, gee, Panama, where do you think all these people are coming through that are heading up here? Where do you think the Darien Gap is? Okay, no. So it's, like I've said many times, I'll die on this hill. Our life off grid. I think Ray got blocked when he commented. Yeah, that's right, he did, and no fault to the mods. They were supposed to be doing it. I'll have to go back and look later, but he commented, "We're good." Hopefully, he's still listening and got it done. Right now, I don't know. I'm going to have to. It's me going into the bowels of YouTube to find blocked people is not easy. So. All right. Back to where trying to find where I was. Mossy Green, I saw him get booted. Yeah, I did too. I can go back and undo that. So hopefully he's still around and heard. Caught it fast enough. David Haley, Bongino and Russell Brand are carrying the debate on Rumble. I could care less. Benny Johnson's here on YouTube. I don't want to listen to Bongino's, Russell Brand's, Benny Johnson's commentary. I want to listen to the debate. I could care less about them talking over Trump and Harris. That's what I want to hear, the two of them. Okay? I don't need to hear their commentary. Give your commentary after the debate's over. You don't need to live stream it and interrupt. Von Mousetrap, Mr. P, hoping tonight we'll see a man win an argument with the woman. That's cute. Yeah, you and me both. Though, again, it's, a battle of wits against an unarmed person. So, Leo Wife, what do you think Trump will go at her first, economy or border? I think the first thing he's going to do is hit the border, just because the the whole Ohio thing with the Haitians and the killing of cats and geese and seagulls and ducks and everything like that. I mean, the memes today were hilarious of, how's Kamala Harris going to start the debate out tonight? She's going to give a recipe for cat, all this sort of stuff. But I think he goes after the border first just because that's kind of what's been in everybody's face all day today. So start there. But he's not going to leave the economy alone. He's not, and they're going to throw softball questions. I mean, everybody says, "Oh, do you think ABC gave Kamala Harris the questions beforehand?" I'm like, "No." I said, "Kamala Harris gave ABC the questions. That's how it works. This is what you're going to ask tonight." And if Trump is smart, he's going to ignore the question altogether and just talk about what he wants to talk about for 2 minutes when they come back. "You didn't answer my question." "No, I didn't." Okay. You know, I still laugh hysterically as they call these debates because they're not debates. They're just stand-up press conferences. There is no, we're talking about this topic and it's going to be point counterpoint. That's what a debate is. Okay. This is, let me give my pre-scripted 2-minute speech. Let me give my next pre-scripted 2-minute speech. And never do they answer the questions. Stubborn forever. Pinball, I'm going to can sweet potatoes for the first time. Any tips? Okay, first thing you do, make sure you peel them. All right, and the easiest way to peel sweet potatoes, parboil them. Throw them in boiling water for a few minutes, maybe about 5 or whatever, enough so you can slide the peels off with your skin. You're going to drive yourself. You know how sweet potatoes take all sorts of funky shapes. You'll drive yourself absolutely nuts with a potato peeler trying to get all that out. And so the biggest tip I get, peel it by throwing it in a pot of boiling water for a few minutes, get the peels off that way, and then cut it into chunks. That's the easiest way to do it. Darren Crunchy, does it matter? Does the water filtration system tell you when the filters need to be changed? No. You kind of have to track it yourself. But I honestly, I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't remember if there's a little light on it that says it's done. But again, depending on how often, 400 hours for one, the water filter. I mean, if you're doing a day, there's, I think that's what the capacity of this thing was. If you do filtering 9 gallons of water a day, which I doubt you are, okay, that's going to take you half an hour. Okay, so if you're using it to capacity for a day, you've got a year before you need to replace that filter. Just saying. So it's like, oh, it's January 1st. I need to replace my filters. Okay. Mainly Maximus, have I ever frozen tomatoes instead of canning them? If so, what's the texture like? I have frozen tomatoes, but not to. We froze tomatoes as we were picking them last year, and then skinned them and turned them into chili afterwards. They're not going to have the same texture like a fresh tomato. I mean, that just doesn't. If you're going to freeze them to use them to make spaghetti sauce or salsa or something, yeah, you can get away with it. But if you're thinking you're going to freeze them and then cut them up and put them on a salad, that ain't happening. Janet Robinson, please repeat where the I don't know what an OUPIN code is. Oh, okay. I guess it's supposed to be coupon code can be located for the Idaho filter deal. It's in the description under the videos, guys. I mean, everything. Same place where my email address is. Everything there. Everything I put is always in the description. You just got to look under there. Anything, links that I have, my sources for articles when I'm showing you guys charts or details. All the links are always in the description. You got to look there. Carolyn Robbins, I live in Kansas. Can I trim the dead branches on my blackberry bushes? Not yet. That is something that you want to do in the winter. You got to remember that blackberries, raspberries, stuff like that, they are, how to put this? You have first year canes and you have second year canes. Okay. So the bush will make a cane this year. It won't fruit. It'll make on that cane next year, you will get your fruit. A cane will only fruit one time. After the cane has fruited, you'll tell, because if you go out and look at them right now, they're green for the first year canes. They're brown for the second year canes, the ones that are going to give you fruit. In the winter, you go out and cut all those brown canes off. Then the green canes that grew this year will be next year's second year canes. Those will be what fruit next year, and you'll get new green canes come up in the spring. So it's kind of a rotation. But yeah, you prune your blackberry bushes, raspberry bushes. You prune those late winter. Coyotes galore. Have a guess as how many fish are in my pond now? 40, 50, something like that. There's still a bunch in there. They're still growing. So just let them go. I'm not worried about it. I'll go out and catch them sometime. But yeah, they're getting bigger. Oops, just shot to the bottom. Okay. Jim Steiner, I enjoyed Saturday's live stream. I think you two should debate Kamala. I wouldn't. The only thing I'd do if I was in a room with her is punch her in the nose. I wouldn't piss on her if she was on fire. That woman just absolutely disgusts me. I mean, I probably dislike her more than I dislike Hillary Clinton, to give you an idea there. Because I mean, Hillary Clinton at least made an effort to do something. You know, getting on your knees is not exactly, sleeping your way to the presidency. No. Okay. She's got about the brains of a $10 whore too. Linda Town, with Kamala being born in Canada, which she wasn't, why can she run for president of our country? She can run for a president of the country because she was born in Oakland, California. She was raised in Canada, but she was born here. And she never gave up her U.S. citizenship. So anybody's telling you that she was born in Canada or born in Jamaica is full of shit. Member Barry, do I have a checklist I go through for vetting potential people to add to my SHTF community looking to improve my methods? It's not exactly a checklist, but we will talk to people, and again, we're not going out going, hi, I'm a prepper, you two want to join our group. It's this isn't some social club. So we will get to know people and kind of pay attention to them and see how they do things, have conversations with them, here and there, social functions or whatever that we all get together at. Whether it's a Christmas party or 4th of July party or something like that, and you'll sit down and talk to them. And, you just bring up the topic, oh yeah, I was out at the range the other day, and somebody come up and say, oh my God, guns, I'd never own a gun. Answers our question, you're out, done. We don't have to worry about it at all. Observation. It's like, okay, do they plant fruit trees? Do they plant a garden? Anything of the sort. Okay. Just any military experience, that's a big help. Or law enforcement, that's also a big help. Looking at what they do, gauging their personality. Okay, is this somebody that is this somebody that you could trust? And trust isn't something that you just walk up to them and go, yeah, he looks trustworthy, good. It's like, all right, what can you see out of this person? And there are people that, when we get together and talk, it's like, yeah, we could see this person. No, this person's going to be absolutely useless. So Yeah, and it's a conversation. What are your opinions? What are my opinions? Mrs. P's opinions, et cetera, et cetera. Country Humans Network. What's the true cost of Mrs. P's insurance for a year? I figured it was near $19,000. I'm looking at it correctly. That unaffordable. Her insurance is $260 a month. We pay a $40 uh, copay on it, and then her deductible. Now, what is it, 13,000 or 16,000 or something like that? That's where. Now, of course, we're not going to hit the deductibles. I mean, we'd hit the deductibles if we had a car accident or she got cancer or something like that. I mean, we're not there. I mean, right now it's the standard, just like me. You know, you go in twice a year, you do your uh, checkups. She does her mammogram when it's need be, and she does the OB stuff when it's need be. Okay, that's it. But the $260 a month, you know, that's the one that kills you. There's $3,000 plus right there, plus the office visits. So yeah, I mean, we probably spend, I'd say $4,000 a year on just her medical. But if we add in the copays, if we had to, yeah, I mean, we're going to be up somewhere near 20 G's. Please don't let that happen. Mark Gwennon, I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. Did I ever have Powers Hamburgers in Fort Wayne? Nope, I don't remember them. I haven't, now granted, I haven't lived in Fort Wayne now since 2010, so it's been 15 years. It's funny when we met PBJ up at Indy a couple of weekends ago. She told me there's a Portillo's up there now. I'm like, where was a Portillo's? She's like, oh, Dad, don't worry. It's been here for 3 years. So, it's like, oh, okay. KR, thinking a dehumidifier in very humid Florida would help with drinking water. Can run on a solar generator and would keep us comfortable and provide some drinking water. What are your thoughts on this? Yes, and I've actually shown you that before, how you can use a dehumidifier to get water. However, there's a big key to it. You need to take that water that you get out of the dehumidifier, and then you need to run it through a water purifier. Otherwise, you got a big time risk of getting Legionnaire's disease. Okay, there's the issue. You're running a dehumidifier, it's taking all that out, all that water is running through those filters. You need to purify that water afterwards. Laura E. Kersey, have I seen the price of chocolate chips? No, can't have them on the diet. So Mrs. P's not a baker. I'm not a real sweets eater. So I can't even tell you the last time I bought chocolate chips. It had to be when PBJ was little, and I probably had to make cookies for school or something for her. But chocolate as a whole, I know, is getting very expensive. North Alabama hiking pinball. Just wanted to say that 23 years ago tonight, I was 18. Happy birthday. Just out of high school and had no idea the world was going to change the next day. That's the day I realized it's time to open my eyes. Yeah. Obviously, as he's telling you this, tomorrow's 9/11, 23rd anniversary of 9/11. And it's going to be an interesting, solemn day for a lot of people. And I know I've told you my stories about a friend of mine who had a modeling agency right across the street from Tower 2, and what she went through that day. Just, yeah, I mean, the story of my client and their parents and everything. 9/11 always brings back some memories. I don't want to say this generation's, because there's multiple generations, but it's another one of those. You always remember where you were when you heard about 9/11, Reagan getting shot, Kennedy getting assassinated. It's one of those type events. So, Anigo Montoya, thank you for the super chat. I have Boy Scouts experience. My knots are premium. Also, the YouTube fascination are throttling me hardcore. Yes, they've been, even everywhere. Conservatives are getting throttled like crazy. Even on Twitter, they've been putting people blocking, putting, this is sensitive comments or whatever, be it pictures, anything that was negative toward Kamala Harris was they were trying to put sensitivity on there. I know, YouTube, which is funny because the lawsuit against YouTube for their practices today when it came to advertising started today. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, YouTube's always been really good about throttling the conservative channels. Again, take a look at everything about this thing. We couldn't talk about that. Take a look about all of these things. We can't do much with that. It's unless you toe the Democrat line and go, gee, I wish everybody had purple hair and wore rainbow t-shirts, then they'd be shoving your video through the algorithms. Yeah, how many times you guys have all told me I didn't get a notification for this video, whatever. It's par for the course. And we just deal with it. Granny Grump. Mr. and Mrs. P, don't worry about the ones that can't act accordingly. If people can't be adults, then they're shit out of luck. Exactly. Just frustrating for me because I got to keep dealing with it. News HD Rider said New Zealand. New Zealand's worse than Australia. New Zealand's gone full-blown commie, I'm surprised they're not walking around with hammers and sickles at this point. Let's see. Okie Forge, have we considered Belize for an alternate country? I very, very briefly looked at Belize, thought about it, and I was like, nah, too impoverished. So, you get out on some of the Ks and maybe okay, which would be great because, like I've said many times, my perfect dream would be have an island somewhere that I had internet and everything else I could do myself. Give me an island that's big enough where I could raise chickens, raise cows, grow vegetables, run solar power, have a internet connection, Starlink or whatever it is, and I'd be good. Problem is, I don't have the millions upon millions of dollars that you need to buy an island. So much for that. Juanita Ritz, so glad you and Mrs. P stayed in the U.S. That was the other thing that really kind of stuck me. It was like, okay, I finally get Mrs. P over to the United States. What's the first thing I tell her? Yeah, we're leaving. That probably wouldn't have gone too well in my marriage. But, Bridget, can you post again our politicians and which way they've been voting? It's up on Freesteading. All you got to do is go to my page over there and you can find it. It's on Freesteading. So it's posted. I haven't updated it because there isn't anything that's really pertinent because pretty much at this point you can tell just by looking at that who the dirtbags are and who the true conservatives are. East Tex Prepping, have I seen the drinking maker device? $2,000 for this thing to pull water out of the air. And I'm like, it's a glorified dehumidifier. That's all it is. So, East Tennessee Mike, do I think the Convention of States will ever go anywhere? I wish it would. I know I've signed up on that thing. What is it? I forget how many. There's like 30 states that have signed on to it now. I think they need 37 or 38 before it'll happen. But I will say this, depending on the results we get in November, you're going to probably hear a lot of conversation about that again because, as I've said before, no matter who wins, you're going to have 50% of this country uber pissed off. And it's still getting to the point where a national divorce is got to come. And we can't live together anymore. That's it. The values between liberals and conservatives, it used to be, here's middle and most everybody was here and here. The problem is now everybody's here and here. There is no, it's not happening. Patty Foot, my pears are not turning soft. Do I need to pick them and then let them soften? I know you dehydrated yours. We had the same problem when one of you guys gave me a tip here. It says, take your pears off. when you can, barrel hang down. When you can turn it up, okay, so 180 degrees, and if the stem snaps off the tree, then it's ready. Okay, we did that. We let them sit on the counter for a week or so, and they still didn't get soft. And at that point, Mrs. P and I said, screw it, we're going to dehydrate them and go from there. And you're not going to have all the sugars, but she's going to use it to make tea out of anyway, so wasn't that big of a deal. We dehydrated them. Ronald Simmons, how do I know when my pumpkins are ready to pull out of the garden? When they're orange, basically, when they're fully orange. I mean, pumpkins, as you probably know by now, if you got them growing, they're a very deep, dark green. And, so you're picking pumpkins based on color. Patrick Lake, why not watch the debate on local TV? No internet required. Yeah, I'm taking a guess you're relatively new, because there ain't no way in the world I'm picking up local TV. I mean, I'm 50 miles out of Knoxville, okay? I'm not putting an antenna on my house, okay? So, yeah, the only way I'm getting TV out here is if I pay for it. And we were paying for it up until about 3 years ago when Mrs. P and I looked at each other and we're like, all we watch is like unsolved mysteries in the news, 20-year-old television. It's like, this is, and we got rid of the TV, got rid of the TV bill, never missed it. We want to watch a movie or something like that, find it online, go from there. James Farmer, there are a lot of illegals in my town. There were 3 or 4 months ago, and pretty much the locals and the cops ran them out. That was it. They were all camping near the entrance to the town in this little clearing area that was close to the lake. And the county went in there, ran them out of town, closed off that clearing. Nobody's go in there, and they're not back. Now, I mean, whether or not there's a couple of them still straggling, but they learn real quick if they're not welcome. I mean, if you're not welcome out in the woods, you got to remember this: they're not documented, right? So that means if they go missing, nobody really knows it, and they know that too. You read between the lines. Oh yeah, NRBRT Mueller. The meme that Swalwell flipped out about was brilliant. Yeah, Eric Swalwell. I mean, one of the most incompetent people in Congress. The guy that was sleeping with the Chinese spy, and still gets reelected. I mean, how he's not in prison for that, I have no idea. But he spent his 6 minutes or whatever his talking time was today, in whatever committee he was on, to bitch and complain about somebody's meme of Trump running with a duck carrying a cat. I can't believe that this is what they're talking about yet. For 6 freaking minutes. It's like, moron. Go back and go, see what Fang's up to. Susan Lathrop, Pinball, my supposed best friend blocked and unfriended me over politics. She's a never Trumper. Goodbye. Goodbye. That's it. So, I mean, one of y'all sent me an email the last day or two asking about family and stuff like that. You've done what you could. I mean, the answer that I had for her, and I'll give it to anybody else. All these people, oh, you're a prepper. What a waste of time. We're just coming to your house, all that sort of stuff, And you spend all your efforts trying to explain to them, this friend of yours, okay, so high gas prices, you like those. The immigration problem we have, you like those. Inflation, that's great too, right? The 2, maybe 3 wars that we're in. Mind you, Trump didn't do any of that. So, did you like low gas prices, low inflation, all that sort of stuff? Crime was down. Did you like that? Oh, that was all under Trump. But if you're too stupid to figure that one out, that's on you. But like I said to the woman who was asking me about prepping, I said, your family complaining, saying, oh, it's such a waste of time. They're like, if anything ever happens, we're just going to come to your house. And I said, no, you just tell them, you come to my house, I'm closing the door in your face, you aren't coming in. Because this is the question you've got to ask yourself. If tomorrow morning you go to work, say you work for Big Lots or Macy's, and they say, you're out of a job, is the rest of your family going to pay your bills, pay your mortgage, buy your food, pay your phone bill, whatever, take you to the movies, do all this sort of stuff, while you sit on the couch and do nothing? Of course they're not going to. But that's what all these people who say they're coming to your house in SHTF expect. They want to go on their vacations. They want to buy their new cars while you spend all your extra money on supplies. So if everything goes foobar, you're okay. And they figure, oh, we'll just come to your house. You're going to be dancing the 9mm Mamba here real quick. Firefly Homestead, do I donate to WinRed for Trump? They are always asking for money. No, all these ones that I get emails from, if I get an email from somebody, they automatically go onto my do not donate list. Okay, simply put as that. Okay, I donate specifically to a campaign, never to a PAC. That's just me. Sharon Schick, do I use my own sweet potato slips or do you purchase certified seed sweet potatoes? I grow my own. Matter of fact, here when Thanksgiving rolls around, it's going to be about time to buy the sweet potatoes that you're going to grow your slips from for next year, because it takes a long time to grow slips. But yeah, if you don't have sweet potatoes, go to the store and buy. I mean, I know like the grocery stores here, I can buy sweet potatoes that were harvested out of some guy's field here that's just selling them to the local grocery stores. McHale 539, I wish they would use the pinball giveaway rules for debates. If they don't answer the question, they get a 3-minute mute. Yeah, that would be good. Nettie W, Pinball, please know some of us will hit your channel first thing in the morning for an in-depth, no-nonsense report on the debate. I slept 2 hours last night. Thank you. Yeah, I'm having a hell of a time. I can't sleep more than about 6 lately, and so I'm exhausted half the day. If I look like I'm tired right now, it's that I am. It's like, oh, gee. And in 13 minutes, we're all going to be glued to a TV until I can not stand it anymore and see what happens. Jen Dever 73, I live just outside Springfield, Ohio. The shit is real there. They're taking over. It's real scary how close to home it is for us. I mean, give you this. Go look at pictures of Haiti. Okay. This is one of the worst shitholes in the world. Remember, Hillary Clinton had billions of dollars donated to her that they built like 6 houses. Okay. And she kept the rest. And so now we're bringing over all these people. All we're doing is importing problems. Are they moving into the Naval Observatory? Kamala Harris's house? No. What happened when 50 of them moved out to Martha's Vineyard? It's not even Haitians, just illegals. Martha's Vineyard had them gone in 24 hours. We don't have the resources to support these people. Oh, but Springfield, Ohio has the resources to support 20,000 of them, right? Got it. Okay. No, we need Trump in there. We need Trump to start deporting people day one. And I mean, my answer, I half jokingly say, just like we have deer season, we just need to have illegal season, and that would end it real quick. I mean, again, my answer at southern border is simple. You put a 1-mile buffer zone between Mexico and then there's a fence. Then you sell tickets to the 1-mile side here and say, anything that moves in there, you can shoot. And as people try to cross the border, I guarantee you within a couple of days, there's nobody trying to cross the border anymore. Gee, I've got to make it through a mile under a hail of gunfire. Yeah, let me take those risks. All right. One more, and then we're going to get out of here. Essential TAM 33. Until I got used to the usage cycle, I kept a Post-it next to the system and marked each gallon removed. Okay, there you go. Okay, and that's, she's talking about the water filter. Okay, so I get what you're saying. Yeah, and you do something like that. Just keep yourself a notebook. Okay, this is how much time I used, and this is how much water I've filtered. And go, okay, now it's time to do it. Now, like I said, too, in the video today, it depends on how dirty the water you're filtering is, too. You got to look at the water. If the water doesn't come out crystal clear, it's like, okay, my filter's done. So that was it. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Everybody go have fun, watch the debate. Try to stay sober if you're playing any drinking games. Good luck to all you guys who have some crazy crap on your bingo cards tonight. We'll see you in the morning. Pinball out.